All right, so here we go. We're gonna get into the work part of this. So we're gonna start off with the beet salad. So here, Joe, you take that. I'll do this. Wine. How's it? Oh, good.
It smells delicious.
All right. So again, we're talking about something that's light, refreshing, crisp, light, it's got some nice little tart notes to it as well. And then the fruit on the nose, it has like this nice little citrus note to it, which we all know beets and citrus go really kind of almost like hand in hand together. So let's take a little bite here, Joe. I'll give you, let's see, get you a little bite of everything. So you got that. Just wonderful avocados. These avocados are grown in Morro Valley, which is here in Oceanside, which is, I think, it's where the best avocados in the world come from. So I'm sure I'm gonna get a little flag about that one, but. So let's do that, and we'll give you a little bit of, you wanna pick out some, so you just kind of grab what you need. So really what we're doing here, the idea is to, if you can see all of this together. So what I'm trying to accomplish here is we're just tasting it to make sure that this wine is gonna pair with this dish, which we kind of designed the dish around the wine to go with it. So we're just gonna kind of, make sure that it does. So here we go, Joe, you ready? So what you wanna do is you wanna get a nice bite of food. Then we kind of go into the sip. The idea behind the food with the wine and the sip is the flavors pair nicely together, and then it has this nice cleansing aspect with a high acidic wine like this. So the idea is every time you take a bite, take a sip of wine. Every time you take another bite, it should be just as good, because we all know the first bite of that, whatever dish that we're having, typically always like, well, what's the best? Wine helps to keep that first bite alive, if that makes sense.
Definitely adds a lot of layers to the dish. It's spot on.
That's great.
Yes.
So now I'm gonna get into, let's see here. What do you think, Joe? Let's do a little bit of charcuterie, a little bit of sage derby. So again, we've got a couple different types of cheeses that we're pairing with this wine. This wine's really good with a lot of different things because it has so much, it's got so much going on. It's light, but it's got layers of flavor, layers of texture.
Very versatile. I put a little goat cheese and garlic confit on the peppered salami. Beautiful. Really works nicely.
You guys enjoying watching me work?
I don't know if you can call it that.
Same idea. Cleanse the palate, but the flavors really mold nicely together. It's got, you can definitely taste it comes from a warmer climate. It's got that nice kind of the big lush alcohol, but man, that's a really good example. Very, very good. So what we want to do now, let's move into the reds. Red with pasta, right? A lot of people are against that, so make sure you get a little bit of everything. Pepper, some zest there. All right.
And the beauty of everything is the simplicity. Not overwhelming, not disguising any flavor.
Damn, that's delicious. I like that citrus zip that it's got to it.
And the capers bring a nice salinity to it.
So for those of you that are familiar with Alfredo sauce, obviously it's mostly made up of Parmesan and Pecorino and a couple different cheeses. So cheese goes well with red wine, as we know. So the idea of this dish is to pair this nice rich red wine with this nice rich pasta dish. So. Very good example of Alfredo, I must say.
Yeah, the brightness really works well, cutting through that heaviness of the sauce. Just bright fruit forward, lush.
Really kind of amplifies that nice blackberry juicy fruit. Super
From
good.
the Cabernet.
Super good.
A lot of plum from the Syrah.
So don't think that you can't pair pasta dishes with red wine. It's just got to be the right kind of sauce, like a nice rich heavy sauce. So for example, this wine probably wouldn't pair well with like a beurre blanc, which is like a white wine butter sauce. Might be a little too light, whereas this nice rich hearty cheese dish, it goes well. So now we're going to move into these I keep saying this because I mean it, some of my favorites, which is these Brant short ribs. So good. So now we're gonna pair this, we're gonna taste this Cabernet with these short ribs, and short ribs look delicious. Just jump right in there. Damn. I kind of like the food here. Again, very, very good. You know what I think we should do? Kind of tasting the two of them. Grab another piece of the short rib, because what I think we should do is kind of take a look at both of these wines, because I think that, I don't know, let's just take a little experiment here and see what happens.
Let me see, you might be onto something here. I'm gonna try the pasta with the Cabernet.
Try that with, I think that's actually, just from the flavor, they both have a very rich texture, but I think just from a flavor component, I think maybe
I think the earthiness of the Cabernet Sauvignon pairs really nice with the cheese. It really brings out the cheese much more. That kind of that you can almost taste the grassiness in the cheese.
Well, let's, so I think we're gonna do an audible here. So we're gonna go with the Mistura with the short ribs, and we'll do the Cabernet with the pasta. And that's why we do these, it's because sometimes things, they make sense on paper, but really it takes, you know, this is, I know it doesn't look like work, but it is. But doing things like this is what Joe and I like to do, because we like to make sure that we're going to do the right pairing for our guests. Granted, both of these I think would work, but I think by switching them up, by us tasting them side by side, I just kind of feel like that this is a little bit of better of a quote-unquote batting order. So, yeah.
I believe the variance in the cranberry with the red wine and the braise of the short ribs really is matching nicely with the Syrah and Cab.
Yeah.
Plum orientation.
So what he's saying is that he likes that wine better with that dish.
Exactly.
So we're looking forward to seeing everybody, and just know that you're in good hands, because we're gonna continue to experiment with the flavor components here, but we're looking forward to working with Dofo. We're really looking forward to doing the mint again this year. I'm bringing my top people, just because they're part of my great team, and we're looking forward to taking care of you guys. So we'll see you at the mint.
Prost.